From what I can tell, what is wanted from us, according to the revelation of the Bible, above all things, is faith. Obedient, trusting faith. Faith from the seen into the unseen. And I have to confess, I don't entirely get why. I don't think we're really told why. Closest to an example we get, I think, is Job, where we're told it's a sort of contest, sort of thing to prove between God, the Creator, and some other being who makes claims. Otherwise, I don't think we're told why. I don't think we're told how it works. All right. Draw the first shot. 219. I seem to be averaging just over the 2-second mark. We're at 25 yards, by the way, on an A silhouette target. Genesis starts with the creation account. God creating all things, His Spirit seeing that it is good. Creating man to steward creation. Creating woman to be with man. And telling them to steward creation obediently. Eve is deceived by some spirit that takes on the form of a serpent or enters into a serpent. Is driven to disobey, deceived to disobey. And is driven out away from God. And how exactly that works and why exactly that works, we're not told. We're just told that's the way it is. Can't miss fast enough. First shot, 215, a miss, 416 to make a hit. That would be simple enough. Except it's clear there's deception in the world. Deception in the spiritual, in the unseen. It concerns the seen. We're told this in the Old Testament with false prophets and false gods. Prophets who would hear from false gods. Prophets who would speak from themselves and not of God and call it God. We see that in the Old Testament. In the New Testament, we're warned against speaking from ourselves. We're told that there will be deception, that things will appear to be God but won't be God. And we're to navigate that. .197. Just under 2 seconds seems to be about the best I can do at 25 yards on an A-zone silhouette. That relationship between the seen and the unseen, and faithfulness from the seen into the unseen, there seems to be something to that. The unseen has authority in the seen, and the seen, through faith and covenant, has authority through the unseen into the seen. Authority over the unseen, but we see the symptoms of what we have authority of in the seen. Pulling right. First shot, 202. Make a hit at 371. So far as authority and gifting from the spiritual go, to be given such things doesn't mean we're perfect. Doesn't mean we know everything. I've seen that people can have sincere spiritual gifting and yet be lacking in character. You used to see things like a Mike Bickle or Rabbi Zachariah. Oh, that must have been a fraud. That must have been a fraudulent person. Their faith must have been fraudulent. I've come to understand, no, that's not necessarily so. Quite likely, they had something sincere, a sincere power that came from their sincere faith. And they fell away from it. Something haunting about that. Why do I miss? First shot, 201. With a reload, 741. I think it's time for some one reload ones. I've seen enough to know the spiritual, the unseen, is absolutely real. Absolutely carries authority. Even those who claim they don't make claims about it, they do. I've seen that. And the unseen absolutely makes claims about us. I've seen that too. Miss! First shot, 215, is a miss. To make 2 hits, 740. I've seen enough to know the spiritual, the unseen, is real. Very real. There are people who say they don't make claims about the unseen spiritual, but they do. You don't live in this world without making claims about it. And the unseen absolutely makes claims about us. From what I can tell, there's a relationship between the seen, finite world and the unseen, infinite. And what's wanted from us in the seen is faith, trust. I don't understand exactly how it works. I don't think we're told exactly how it works. Just told. That's what's wanted from us. Missed. Fold right. Let's do another one. Why not? First shot, 224 with 2 reloads, 1172. I can also say I know enough to know. I desire to give that trust, faithful obedience unto the end. Whether I'm able to, that's a second question. But I desire to. I was a younger man. I used to ride a motorcycle. I'd have a sort of meditation. If I met my end right now, if this moment were to be my end, could I be at peace with that? Could I make peace with this was it? This is what I had. The honest answer would be no. I couldn't make peace with it. I knew the honest answer was no. When COVID happened, I got very sick. Looked like I was going to die pathetically of some weird neurologic thing. I had no peace. Knew that things I had done, places I had gone that I had thought would be so meaningful to me, just plain didn't carry meaning. You know, everything in this life is grasping after the wind, grasping after that which doesn't stay, is here one moment and gone before you even knew what you had. So what I know, what I have come to see, is seeking the unseen, seeking whatever it is that waits for us after this life. Being faithful, trusting, seeking to hear, done, good and faithful servant. I do know that's where peace is found. Hit. I didn't even have a magazine in. That's great. All right. First shot, 207. With a malfunction, 5 seconds. Oh, I just felt like sharing some of that. So I'm riding a Daniel H9 today. I wonder often what it is to trust, seek, faithfully obey. How do we know that voice? Are there other voices that seek to pull us from the path? Other voices that tell us we know the way better? We know better what to do in this world? Wonder it very often. Hit. Miss. First shot, 207. With a miss, 676. If you also wish to find the way, wish to know the voice, I welcome you to seek it with me. Because I'm fairly certain any one person doesn't quite have it. But where we have it is where we seek and serve and love one another in community. While seeking, I also think that's part of it. Part of the body of believers, body of Christ, serving together while faithfully seeking. Hit. There we go. 214, 624 with both shots. Funny, it seems difficult for me to make both shots consistently, not have a miss. I am at 25 yards on an A-zone. Also, the expression of faith seems to be love. Love the Lord your God, love one another. That seems to be the expression of faith. Miss! First shot, 228, 826, 3 shots. Good. No lock back. 212, first shot. 142, 173. 143, 172. 143. 130. 143. 150. 130. 141. 151. 145. 132. 132. 143. 159. 124. That's the best for today. 124. Finishing up with a bill drill, 7 yards. 309. First shot 189.